ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Hacks to help make your body a fat-burning machine. Chapter 5. The connection. In simple terms, intermittent fasting has to do with observing an eating schedule which requires you to alternate between feeding and fasting. You create time for eating and only eat within the window you created, then fast for the rest of the time. So we can regard intermittent fasting as a pattern of eating, and it's possible for you to incorporate certain kinds of intermittent fasting into your daily life, and others can last for longer than time frames of 3 to 5 days. You should understand that every simple style of intermittent fasting comes with its benefits for disease prevention, metabolism, physiological well-being, and cellular repair. This section will focus on intermittent fasting, how to embark on it, and some of its benefits. Intermittent fasting. Although intermittent fasting became very popular recently, it's not entirely new. It's been used even in the 19th to treat diabetes, epilepsy, and obesity. So it's been a normal aspect of human which has helped us to tap into the ancient knowledge already in existence within our biology. Presently, celebrities and scientists have increased the popularity of its pattern of eating. Intermittent fasting offers several benefits, and it's simple and straightforward. Interestingly, you may be unconsciously doing intermittent fasting whether you skip your dinner or breakfast. In the hunter-gatherer days, while in search for food, our ancestors were also in a fasting state. Also, all kinds of religion prescribes fasting: Yom Kippur in Judaism, Ramadan in Islam, and Vasa in Hinduism. During the fasting period, people were not allowed to eat, drink, or engage in sexual activities. Types of intermittent fasting. There are several types of intermittent fasting, but you can experiment with a few of them to discover what works best for you. The first one, 16 to 8 fasting. 16 hours off, 8 hours on. In this kind of fasting, you have 16 hours off and 8 hours on. It's also regarded simply as skipping a meal or a daily window fasting. This is perhaps the most common and easiest type of intermittent fasting, where you fast for 16 hours and eat for a period of 8 hours. You can choose to skip breakfast and eat later in the day, or eat your dinner early and refrain from eating until breakfast the next day. There are individuals who reduce their eating windows to below 8 hours, while some fast for 20 hours or more, which is called the warrior diet. Number 2, water fasting. This is often regarded as the most difficult type of fasting, and you need the supervision of a doctor or support from an expert before choosing this kind of fasting. Some people see water fasting as the true fast. During the period of a fasting, you don't eat or drink any beverages, just water. This means absolutely no calories, so you're missing out on vital minerals and vitamins. This is why it's not often recommended that you embark on water fasting unless you consult your doctor. The purpose of water fast is fat reduction and detoxing. For individuals on a completely non-fat adapted state, ketosis takes place during the 2nd or 3rd day mark of the fast, and your body makes use of the stored fats as its energy source. During a water fast, overweight persons with excess body fat may actually feel energized, and on the other hand, lean individuals may feel lethargic since their bodies are attempting to conserve energy at all costs. You should bear in mind that water fasting can be extremely uncomfortable because of the complete lack of food, in addition to the risk of electrolyte imbalance. However, if you decide to embark on a water fast, then you need to start slow with manageable fasting patterns such as 16 to 8 before you go full blast with a water fast. There are alternatives to water fast, and they are called broad fasting and juice fasting. In juice fasting, you can have access to the vitamins and minerals which you can enjoy in water fasting. But some people also juice vegetables for a purpose. The reason is that when using only fruit juice or as a flavor enhanced or green juice, The natural sugars found in fruits make it similar to sugar water, which is not suitable for you if you desire to achieve ketosis. The other alternative is broad fasting, and this includes sipping on bone broth potentially mixed with fats. This at least helps your body to provide with small amounts of electrolytes, nutrition, and protein. Number 3. Fat fasting. This is also regarded as fast mimicking, and it's actually mimic a fast with several effects of a water fast. However, during the fast you only eat healthy fats, which gave rise to the name fasting. Since your body is unable to distinguish dietary fat from metabolizing dietary fat, it remains in the fasted state. With this, you can enjoy the benefit of fasting while enabling you to gain some macro and micronutrients needed to your body to get into ketosis, as well as the benefits for your brain and body. Some of the benefits for fat mimicking include the activation of autophagy, improvement as well as rejuvenation of the immune system, decreasing fat tissue through ketosis, purging of 1% of cancer cells, increased gene expression which promotes longevity, the reduction of C-creatine protein as well as decreased oxidative stress, improvement in fasting glucose, regenerative markers, and healthy stem cell levels, an increase of brain-derived neurotrophic factor BDNF, and this supports survival and growth of new brain neurons and leads to better mental performance. Number 4. Alternate day, 24 hours fasting, and so-called 5-2 fasting. This type of intermittent fasting is also regarded as eat, stop, eat, and the up-day, down-day diet. This type of intermittent fasting is also regarded as eat, stop, eat, and the up-day, down-day diet. It has to do with your fasting on alternate days of the week and eating unrestricted the other days. So in this case, you can make Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday eating days, while Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are days set aside to fast. This means that your last meal for Friday would be your dinner, so you won't eat anything until Saturday dinner or breakfast the next day. For 5-2 fasting, you can select 2 days of the week where you decide to lower your consumption of calorie to just a quarter or usually amount of consume each day. For instance, if you eat 2,500 calories, you can decide to eat just 500 or just 2 days in a week. Which type should you choose? One of the most common questions that people have deciding to embark on intermittent fasting is which type to choose. The best answer to this question depends on individual fat adapted state as well as your goals. You must have noticed that keto diet helps with fasting since it ensures a smooth transition of your body to enable its efficient utilization, stores fat for energy rather than always crying out for food. The easiest, both for keto and fasting beginners beginning at 16-8 fasting, especially those who aren't yet fat adapted. All you have to do is simply skip dinner or breakfast. Goals also need to be considered when you're now a veteran with keto or fasting. One of your goals could be to get back into ketosis after you had a bad cheat day. You can get back on track with ketone production by having an alternate day fast, 24-hour fast, or going for a fat fast. Perhaps one of the commonest goals is to break through a weight loss plateau, and you can get past that plateau by implementing any of these fasting types earlier mentioned, except water fasting. Though this depends on the other factors. Understanding the science of intermittent fasting. The way we view and eat food each day has been transformed by the modern era of agriculture as well as the factory-laden foods such as processed food. This has also resulted in a long list of health issues that we experience in our society today. Despite the fact that intermittent fasting is an ancient practice, we're just discovering several health benefits of the science behind it. The moment you fast, you're allowing your body to engage in natural cleansing, repair, and then regenerating itself to enable it to perform optimally. There are basically 3 health enhancing mechanisms that are like with fasting, and they are the gut microbiome, various lifestyle behaviors, and circadian biology. The gut microbiome. One of the parts of our body that plays a crucial role is helping to regulate various processes within our body is the gastrointestinal tract or GI tract. The GI is often known as the gut. Your circadian rhythm influences a good number of the function of the gut, as well as the most biological and physiological function in our body. That implies that a circadian rhythm that's chronically affected might also affect gut function, and this will in turn lead to impaired metabolism as well as increased risk of chronic diseases. The human gut microbiome has been tagged the human second brain, and it's been under extensive research both in health and disease because it's extremely involved in nutrition, immune function, physiologically, and human metabolism. But what's the influence of intermittent fasting on gut microbiome? It has a direct and positive influence on gut microbiome through diminishing systematic inflammation, reduced gut permanently, the promotion of energy balance by enhancing gut integrity. Research on the impact of intermittent fasting and gut continues to emerge every day, and their potential for effective prevention and treatment of various diseases is becoming greatly understood. Circadian biology. Over time, we have evolved to establish our circadian clock, which has the responsibility of ensuring that all physiological processes in our body are executed at the best time all through the day. The circadian rhythms influence changes in behavior and biology, and it all occurs across 24-hour light-dark cycle. Whenever we interrupt this circadian rhythm, it ends up affecting metabolism negatively, and this in turn also contributes to obesity as well as other associated diseases like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. Well, this is where intermittent fasting steps in. It appears that the main timing cue for how your circadian rhythm works is your feeding signals. This implies that your feeding signals also control certain physiological behavior and metabolic pathways that contribute to your health and longevity. Some of the behavior interventions like intermittent fasting can assist in synchronizing your circadian rhythm, which also result in improving fluctuations in gene expressions, improved hormonal and body weight regulation, as well as reprogramming of energy metabolism. These factors actually play a crucial role in optimizing your health outcomes. Lifestyle behaviors. There is evidence to suggest that intermittent fasting helps to modify various health behaviors like energy expenditure, your level of movement, caloric intake, the quantity of food you consume, and even sleep. Interestingly, these 3 factors are also contribute to one of the striking benefits of intermittent fasting, to weight loss. According to the results of a recent study, increasing the duration of the nightly fasting to more than 14 hours resulted in a remarkable decrease in caloric intake as well as weight gain, with significant improvements to the following: sleep satisfaction, energy levels, satiety during bedtime. Also, studies have shown that intermittent fasting helps to lower the urge for nighttime eating, which causes low quality of sleep and reduces sleep duration, resulting in insulin resistance as well as increased risk of diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, and cancer. When we fast, it inputs an adaptive cellular stress on our body, and this in turn causes our body to adapt to more severe stressors that may happen, and this protects us against potential disease progression. This is regarded as hormesis. Cells in our body becomes more resilient against other stressors that are more severe when they are exposed to mild stress. Just look at this way. The things that can't kill you will make you stronger. Health benefits of intermittent fasting. Evidence-based. Based on several studies, it's evident that intermittent fasting has powerful benefits to offer to your brain and your body. Let's go through some of the evidence-based health benefits you stand to enjoy when you embrace intermittent fasting. Number 1, helps with weight loss and belly fat. A good number of individuals that embrace intermittent fasting often do it to get rid of excess weight. Earlier, I mentioned that it helps make you eat fewer meals, so you will definitely consume fewer calories unless you decide to compensate by consuming more food during other meals. Furthermore, it enhances hormonal function, which facilitates to weight loss. You can increase your body's ability to break down body fat and even facilitate its use of energy with lower insulin levels, increased amount of norepinephrine or noradrenaline, and higher growth hormones. This explains why short-term fasting can increase the metabolic rate of your body to 3.6% to 14%, and this helps you to burn more calories. So, intermittent fasting works on both sides of the equation when it comes to calories, but not just boosting your metabolic rate. It helps to increase calories going out, but also lowering the amount of food you consume, lowers the calories that comes in. Based on the 2014 review of the scientific literature, intermittent fasting has shown to lead in weight loss of 3 to 8% within a period of 3 to 40 weeks. As a result of the decreased window of time for eating, there is a lower level of insulin, which allows adipocytes or fat cells to release fatty acids. With the lower levels of glucose and glycogen, your body is encouraged to make use of these fatty acids to generate energy for the body and brain instead of storing the fatty acids in fat cells. So you end up making use of fat rather than storing it, and ends up burning the fat you already stored. One crucial factor for intermittent fasting for weight loss is adherence. The results of some studies indicate that individuals regaining their initial weight and even more after some years of adapting a diet. The reasons for this is that they didn't follow up their diets, and long-term adherence to most diets out there is almost impossible. This is one of the benefits of intermittent fasting. It's comparatively effortless to sustain, and this significantly reduces calorie intake, induces ketones, autophagy, lipolysis, as well as other beneficial bodily responses to help ensure weight loss. Number 2, it can help to alter the function of genes, hormones, and cells. Several things happen in our body whenever you abstain from food for a while. One of the things that happens is that your body will initiate crucial cellular repair processes and also alter your hormone levels to ensure that the stored fat is more accessible. Some of the changes that should take place in our body while fasting including human growth hormone. There is likely an increase of as much as 5-fold of the blood levels in your growth hormones. And increases of the levels of this hormone can facilitate muscle gain, fat burning, along with several other benefits. Insulin levels. There would be a significant drop in the blood levels of insulin, and this enhances fat burning. Gene expression. The body also experiences several beneficial transformations in genes as well as molecules linked to protection against diseases and longevity. Cellular repair. During intermittent fasting, your body will advise crucial cellular repair processes like eliminating waste materials from cells. You will discover that majority of the benefits of intermittent fasting are associated with the changes in gene expression, function of cells, and changes in hormones. Number 3, lowers insulin resistance. One of the health issues that has become very common in recent decades is type 2 diabetes. One of the main features of type 2 diabetes is high blood sugar levels in the context of insulin resistance. Anything that's capable of reducing insulin resistance can also lower blood sugar levels, which will in turn shield you against type 2 diabetes. Fortunately, intermittent fasting has proven to offer lots of benefits for insulin resistance, which results in an outstanding reduction in blood sugar levels. Available data from human studies on intermittent fasting reveals that fasting sugar has been reduced. In another study in diabetic rats, there are indicators that intermittent fasting shielded against kidney damage, which is among the most severe complications of diabetes. The implication of these studies is that intermittent fasting may likely be very protective for individuals who are at the risk of having type 2 diabetes. Number 4. It's beneficial for heart health. Unfortunately, the world's biggest killer is heart disease, and it's known that different risk factors are linked with either an increased or decreased risk of heart disease. Among of risk factors that intermittent fasting has proven to improve include total of LDL cholesterol, inflammatory markers, blood pressure, blood sugar levels, and blood triglycerides. Well, most of these results are based on animal studies. There is still a need to study the effect of intermittent fasting on heart health a lot further, especially in humans, before concrete recommendations can be made. Number 5. Helps to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. One of the main steps toward aging, as well as the other chronic diseases, is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress involves several unstable molecules known as free radicals, which react with other crucial molecules such as DNA and protein and even damage them. According to the results of several studies, intermittent fasting is capable of enhancing your body's resistance to oxidative stress. Other studies have also revealed that it can be helpful at fighting inflammation, which is one of the key drivers of various kinds of diseases. Number 6. It helps to induce several cellular repair processes. Whenever we fast, the cells found in the body will initiate a cellular or waste removal process known as autophagy. Part of the process involves the cells breaking down and also metabolizing broken and dysfunctional proteins that accumulate within the cells over time. Increased autophagy may actually offer you protection against different kinds of diseases like Alzheimer's disease and cancer. Number 7. Physiological benefits. Apart from the benefits to the body, fasting helps to significantly improve willpower since individuals who fast exercise their self-control muscle regularity. Whenever you fast, you're consciously opting not to eat, and this therefore takes control of your mind. It trains your mind as you would actually train your muscle during your gym sessions. This training will teach you how to control your eating, and in turn you will develop different aspects of your life too. According to a recent study, it was discovered that women who regularly practice intermittent fasting witnessed positive experiences that are associated with an increased sense of pride, reward, control, and achievement. Willpower also significantly influences your self-esteem and a sense of accomplishment through being able to portray self-control. There are other benefits of breaking your fast too, as it brings with an incredible sense of gratitude for life, food, and nourishing of your body. Number 8. Helps to boost mental performance. Another benefit of intermittent fasting is that it involves cognitive function and boosts brain power. Earlier, we found out that it induces neuronal autophagy, and this helps your brain cells to recycle and also heal themselves to enable them performing optimally. Results from several studies reveals that interference of neurological autophagy can result in neurodegeneration, which causes your brain to function insufficiently and higher than from performing optimally. Also, intermittent fasting helps to increase a protein in the brain known as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. BDNF interacts with several parts of the brain which control memory, learning, as well as the cognitive learning. Results from studies show that this protein helps to shield your brain cells and help to stimulate the growth of new ones. Intermittent fasting helps to trigger ketogenesis. Your body derives its energy from fat and metabolizes fat into ketones. It's easy for ketones to cross the blood-brain barrier and feed your brain, leading to enhanced mental acuity, energy, and productivity. Number 9. It fosters better physical fitness. When it comes to physical fitness, intermittent fasting has a lot to offer too. First, it helps to train your mind as well as the digestive system to adapt to eating what your body requires for the day within or a small window of time. This further enhances a healthy and proportional intake of food and calories. Individuals who embrace a lifestyle of fasting and consume a keto diet often train themselves to eat only when they are hungry instead of impulsive and madness eating or pre-established meal times. When fasting is done correctly, it improves the metabolism, which is contrary to popular belief that it affects metabolism negatively. It also promotes metabolic flexibility, where your brain is equipped to effectively make use of glucose or fats for its energy. Number 10. Intermittent fasting helps with better wind and endurance. Most athletes and football players cultivate the maintaining their wind by engaging in various cardio training and running. This is regarded to VO2 maximum and its maximum amount of oxygen per minute per kilogram of the body weight people are making during intense exercise. So the more oxygen an individual can utilize at a time, the more work output can be performed. The VO2 maximum level of an individual is actually a measure of fitness, and intrinsically elite athletes possesses twice as the VO2 capacity of untrained individuals. Based on the results of a study, scientists tested the levels of VO2 of a group of people who fasted. They had no breakfast, and then another group of people who fed just an hour after a cereal breakfast. The starting VO2 levels of both groups was about 3.5 liters per minute, and this is within the range of untrained persons. The participants then went through endurance cycle augmented training, and the change of VO2 max levels for both fasted and unfasted groups showed that the fat group had 2.5 increase, while the fasted group had the 9.7 increase units. Number 11. Bodybuilding and intermittent fasting. Most individuals have disclosed that they feel better and also train better on intermittent fasting. Remember, less hunger is one of the best and commonly mentioned benefits of intermittent fasting. Bodybuilders also observed that they feel more satisfied with bigger meals they eat after a delay in eating. However, if you are a kind of bodybuilder that you need to take care of your intake of protein, always bear in mind that your fasting method needs to align with the physical demand of your training. Most types of intermittent fasting are suggested to assist bodybuilders, athletes, and individuals in maintaining their health and boosting performance whenever they need it. Combining keto and intermittent fasting. The connection. Ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting are two related topics, and they are usually mentioned in the same conversation. The reasons for this is that fasting is one of the easiest ways to reach ketosis. You can enter into ketosis much faster with intermittent fasting than you would do with ketogenic diet alone. Every one of us actually fasts overnight from dining to breakfast, whenever you're conscious of it or not. For thousands of years, the benefits of fasting have been used in traditional Chinese medicine as a means of resetting metabolism and also assist your gastrointestinal system after overeating. The reasons why intermittent fasting helps you to enter the state of ketosis faster is that your cells will immediately consume your glycogen stores and begin to use it up to your store fat as a fuel. So it quickens the whole fat burning processes and even increase your ketone levels. Fasting helps you trigger different beneficial processes such as autophagy, ketosis, and lipolysis. It's easier and faster for you to get into ketosis through fasting than you would do slowly entering into a fat-adapted state. Although fasting helps you to get into ketosis, being into ketosis is also helps you to fast, making it beneficial cycle. Fasting is an effortless way of controlling calories, while having a ketogenic diet also ensures that you have longer periods of fasting. So the benefits as well as easier transition are mutual. In a fat-adapted state, your body has already been introduced to making use of your fat stores for its energy source rather than relying on the carbs and glucose alone. Keto flu is one of the challenges that keto dieters face, but fasting can help prevent it. On the other hand, a fat-adapted state also helps prevent you from fasting flu. You can transition to fasting more easily with the help of ketogenic diet and macro portions, moderate portions, high fat and low carb. Major benefits of ketosis and intermittent fasting. With keto diet and intermittent fasting, you can enjoy several health benefits, such as weight loss and improving cholesterol. Don't forget that a ketogenic diet significantly decreases your carb intake and even compels your body to burn fat instead of glucose. This makes a keto diet an effective tool for managing diabetes, heart diseases, insulin resistance, and for weight loss. Intermittent fasting helps you fat loss and maintenance of muscle mass. According to research studies, intermittent fasting has proven to be a useful tool for weight loss. It can even be more useful than just restricting your calorie consumption. Just like ketosis, intermittent fasting also helps to promote fat loss and even maintaining lean muscle mass. Intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet share several similar health benefits since both methods lead to the same outcome, a state of ketosis. This implies that they share similar health benefits as earlier mentioned. But it's also crucial to know that if you decide to choose a milder approach to keto intermittent fasting, then you may likely not enter ketosis, especially when you eat high amounts of carbs during a fasting window. Some people don't actually try intermittent fasting to enter ketosis, and they may also never enter ketosis. But if your goal is to enter ketosis, then you can also make it useful with intermittent fasting to enjoy improving your health.